Today on the Bearded Movie Guy was that Night of the Living Dead. It's Classic Tuesdays. Brought to you by the Bearded Movie Guy. Hi, I'm the Bearded Movie Guy, and today on Classic Tuesdays, we're looking at Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead is a 1968 movie directed by George Romero, starring a bunch of people you don't know. Let's look at what it's about. Barbara and Johnny are taking a long drive to visit their father's grave. They've driven for 3 hours to get there. Johnny's complaining about the fact that he has to drive 3 hours back home and they're left too late. And they finally find the grave, they put the flowers on, and Johnny's just annoyed. Barbara's trying to have a moment about her father, and Johnny just realizes that she hates cemeteries. So as they're leaving, he starts making fun of her. And he says, "Ooh, they're coming to get you, Barbara." And they notice a guy walking towards them. He's walking slowly and kind of stumbling, but he's walking towards them. They don't think twice about it until Johnny starts making fun of Barbara. He keeps on going, "He's coming to get you." And Barbara, of course, like any regular person, goes up to the guy to apologize. That's when he tries to grab her and eat her. Yep. Zombies. So Barbara freaks out. Johnny comes over to help and gets thrown down and hits a tombstone. Barbara tries to run away, gets in the car, doesn't have the keys, ends up getting the car in gear and crashes it. And she ends up running to a farmhouse. Another guy shows up to the farmhouse named Ben in a pickup truck. Pickup truck's almost out of gas. He saw a fuel pump near the farmhouse and figured, oh, okay, I'll get some gas. And more zombies. So now Ben and Barbara are in the house. They're trying to figure out what to do. He starts calling zombies. She freaks out. She freaks out a lot. They start boarding up everything. Later on they find that there's 5 people in the basement that didn't come out to help at all. And basically the rest of the movie is all about zombies attacking the house and what they do to try and survive the night. Thus, Night of the Living Dead. Now, let's talk about why this movie is incredible. This movie is considered to be the Godfather of all zombie movies. Now, before anyone freaks out and says, "It's not the first zombie movie ever," that's actually true, it's not. Night of the Living Dead was technically not the first zombie movie because there were zombie movies, but the zombies were all kind of induced by voodoo. Someone put a curse or a spell on someone and the dead rose and they had a victim that they were supposed to be going for. It was kind of like a weapon, basically. That's what zombies were before George Romero got to them. He changed everything. This little low-budget movie from Pittsburgh where most of the people didn't get paid, a lot of the people who were there paid to be there and were part of the production. Everyone did like triple, quadruple duty. The guy who was paying money for the film was also one of the zombies who was also one of the people who was help editing the film. Everyone was doing like, this person did this, plus makeup, plus this, plus that. It was a huge effort of a bunch of people to make this little film that basically started a whole new genre. George Romero's directing is really good. He uses angles to create a really big sense of dread and like you're trapped in this house. And even when you get out of the house, you feel even more trapped because then there's hundreds of zombies around. And the zombies were really well done. They don't actually explain everything. They used lots of actual news reporters to do reports for them who were thrilled to do it because they thought it was tons of fun. And they used this thing where they said it was radiation that came back from a satellite. And they didn't say that that was officially what did it. But that's pretty much what did it. It caused the dead to rise. So much so that even if you died, not from a zombie bite, but just died, you would come back as a zombie. The acting's really solid for a bunch of unknowns. It's the situation. What would you do if you were stuck in a house with a bunch of other people? Would you board up the windows? Would you hide in the cellar? Would you try and go upstairs? Like, I've read zombie books now. I've read the survival guide to the zombie apocalypse. It's very handy to have. I know what to do now. But back then, it was like, what do you do? One guy's convinced that going in the cellar is the best thing. And meanwhile, everyone says now, don't go in your cellar. It's the worst thing you can do. You're trapped. It's a really well-made movie. It's the birth of zombies. Now, there's also a documentary, if you're interested. It's called The Birth of the Living Dead. And it looks all at the making of the Living Dead. It's really well made. Gives you tons of behind-the-scenes stuff. And it made me want to watch the movie again, and that's why I'm reviewing it today. Plus, it was Halloween, and I figured I'd watch some scary movies. Zombies, as we know it, would not exist without George Romero. We owe him a big debt. It's not a perfect movie, and you can tell it's really low budget, but for what it is and what it did, I give Night of the Living Dead 4.5 beards out of 5. It's a terrific movie, and it still actually holds up very well. It's a great film. It's a classic film. Check it out. So have you seen Night of the Living Dead? Do you like zombies? And what's your favorite zombie movie? Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay bearded, everyone. You've been watching the Bearded Movie Guy. He loves some zombies. It's all about the headshot. Because there's no way he's going to outrun people. But man, will he be able to whack people in the head. subscribe and tell your friends. And as always, you're top safely.